Gentlewoman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the ranking member for yielding the time. I rise in opposition to HJ Res 42. This is the latest Republican bill to raise costs on American families. In fact, Republicans in Congress have failed to bring any bill over the past couple of months since this new Congress started to help reduce the cost of living for our neighbors back home. Meanwhile, the Trump administration's illegal shutdowns of grants, loans, and partnership funds to our local communities and nonprofits, the firing of public servants like inspectors general, like at the Department of Energy, whose job is to root out waste, fraud, and abuse, the firing of experts that oversee the nuclear enterprise and our nuclear weapons, the tariffs, which are in essence a tax, new taxes on American families and businesses. All of this is really socking it to the pocketbooks of American families and business owners, except for billionaires like Elon Musk, who stand to win big from the tax break for billionaires that Republicans are moving through the House. But let's talk about what's going on right now with all of this chaos and confusion. The unemployment rate is up. Prices are up. 401k, if you haven't checked your 401k, that's down. All of this has a real-world impact, and I really want to beseech my Republican colleagues to help us end the madness. Find your spines to stand up to the chaos and confusion that all of these illegal actions are having on our folks back home. I mean, right now, laying people off, public servants who provide essential services, the illegal pause in funding. Thank goodness the United States Supreme Court just announced this morning that they were turning back one of the illegal actions to, in essence, rob money that has been congressionally mandated to be fund essential services. It really is weighing on the entire economy, but more important, people back home want to know what the Congress is going to do about it, and it's just silence from my friends on the other side of the aisle. And let's talk about how ridiculous this is to target labeling on energy efficient appliances, just plain information that you need to have when you go shopping. Energy efficiency is very important to Americans, and it has been a matter of fact for about 50 years. When the Congress passed the Energy Conservation and Policy Act, we said to the Department of Energy, work with manufacturers and advocates and do everything you can to help with innovation to help our appliances help consumers save more money. That's really smart policy. And then just one of the innocuous things that goes along with it is the labeling so that customers understand what they are buying. They need to know about how energy efficient an appliance is and be able to comparison shop when they buy a dishwasher or some other appliance. Republicans, I just don't understand why you want to keep families and businesses in the dark on this. It's a real head scratcher. Until you understand that polluters and big oil and gas companies have all too much influence here on Capitol Hill. Republicans keep sending these love letters to big oil and gas companies. In fact, it was on Valentine's Day, February 14th, when the Trump administration announced it would halt cost savings for consumers through energy efficient coolers and freezers and clothes washers and air conditioners. And this labeling fiasco, I just don't understand why you think it's important for families to have less information just when they're trying to figure out what appliance to buy. In contrast, the Democrats over the past few years have really been focused on lowering the cost of living and passed very significant cost savings for consumers. And I'm not talking about prescription drugs and the cap on insulin. I'm talking about energy efficient appliances, the home energy tax credits and rebates so that you can buy those energy efficient appliances. Right now, Floridians are waiting for about $350 million that has now been put on hold because of the illegal shutdown of a lot of the funds that are supposed to flow back home to the benefit of my neighbors. I know that Republicans and polluters don't like energy efficiency, but today's resolution does nothing even to get at energy efficiency. In fact, it just creates more confusion. They're just talking about the labels. It creates confusion for businesses. It's confusion for manufacturers. So many of them are grappling now with the twists and turns of new taxes through tariffs on their products. This is going to cost everyone money. Americans are rightly asking, why are Republicans wasting time repealing this until this week? And until this week, I would hazard to guess that most members of Congress didn't even know that this was a rule. But American families are also asking, why are Republicans turning a blind eye to their responsibility to look out for the pocketbooks of our families and small business owners back home? I think it's because the Republicans are scared. They're scared of Elon Musk. They're scared of to talk about the real problems facing working families across the country: affordability, the escalating cost of the overheating climate. What is that doing? Higher insurance costs, higher electric bills because our summers are longer and more intense. Back in the Tampa Bay area, we're trying to rebuild from the most devastating hurricane season that we've ever experienced. The changing climate isn't just about the weather, it's about your wallet, and folks really need help. They need Republicans, in addition to Democrats, looking out for them, not just lip service to lowering cost. That's why it's been so disheartening to watch Elon Musk and the new administration. They just have no plan, no interest in addressing the problems. Instead, they continue to double down on chaos and confusion. And last night we heard from the president. He continued his crusade of endless lies. It was difficult to listen to. It was very long. Because the president campaigned on reducing costs and making government more efficient, and instead all he's proposed is a major tax giveaway to billionaires like Elon Musk, paid for by hardworking folks, children who rely on Medicaid, our neighbors with disabilities, our older neighbors in skilled nursing. Saying to Social Security recipients, it's going to be harder for you to get your payment because we're going to slash the people who ensure that happens. Repealing affordable health care. Repealing these initiatives that lower your electric bills. Other actions that make us less safe. Congressional Republicans have a lot to say about today's resolution and their war against energy-efficient appliances. But as Elon Musk and his lackeys really take a hammer, a chainsaw, I guess, to what really matters in this country, again, it's very difficult to try to work together to say we're going to solve problems for the American people when one side has no spine and has no answer, and instead brings these ridiculous resolutions to the floor rather than working on really helping the American people. The only labels we should be talking about today are the lies stickered across Trump's empty campaign promises. He continues these misleading claims and lies to the American people, and Democrats are not going to stand idly by while he loots the U.S. government for his own benefit. There has to be an end to the chaos and corruption, and it needs to start right now. Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.
Members are reminded to